slide release is ambidextrous on both sides. The safety is ambidextrous on both sides.
The Nintendo Zapper Ruger LCP. My Wolverine LCP2.
This is a variant of the gun that John Wick used in John Wick 1. He used a P30L, so it's a little bit longer.
But you can see the 38 Special along the top. And it looks like it did almost as much damage as the 38 Special, even though the bullet's only about half the size.
Shoot her! Yes! For science.
Oh!
Oh, man.
All right, guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. We're doing a budget shooting video here. This is the Glock 44.
Correct.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
And what's this one?
So this is an interesting, this is a 1911 model. It runs 22 long rifle, but here's the interesting thing. 3 companies are involved in its production. This is a Colt Walther Umarex.
What?
Yeah. So this is a Colt design, produced by and licensed by Walther, and Umarex designs the magazines. So
Umarex makes airsoft stuff.
And 22's. Yeah. So
that's interesting.
Umarex has been breaking into 22.
Okay.
So when the reason why we're showing these together is I got these guns during the pandemic because I wanted to be able to shoot more, but ammunition was getting so stinking expensive. I wanted to shoot 22, but I wanted to be able to shoot a polymer, and I wanted to be able to shoot a 1911. He's
a 1911 guy, by the way.
I am a 1911 guy. This was a gift from my dad at Christmas, and this one I got for myself. The thing about it is, especially with 1911s, there are a lot of companies that make 1911s for shooting 22, but they're very unreliable. And they jam a lot. I used to shoot, my dad used to have one made by SIG.
Yeah,
it jammed
I've heard that
constantly.
a lot, that it's really, really hard to find a accurate 22 handgun.
Accurate 22 handgun that cycles the round. The thing is, a 22 is a pretty underpowered round. You can get a lot of different FPS out of, different brands if you're running White Box or Bucket of Bullets from Remington, just the cheap goldies. Or if you're running like the CCI mini mags, they are going a lot hotter. And the mini mags will cycle in just about anything, but some of the others won't. So I want something reliable. When I looked into it, this one was the most faithful to the 1911 design. It was said to be extremely accurate and extremely reliable. So,
I can't believe that's a 22. It looks like a regular...
And it kind of feels like it too. The moment you know it's not, the slide is made of aluminum, and it's very light.
I see.
Yeah. So, the slide...
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because it's made of just...
Holy cow.
There's not a lot of power here, so the slide has to be light.
This slide is actually better than the EZ as far as racking it goes.
It's very light.
This is the lightest racking gun I have ever seen. Wow.
So I thought I'd bring out a couple 22s today for Wes to shoot and see how he feels about shooting a platform with lighter recoil, lighter all that stuff.
This is still pretty heavy, though. It's got some...
It doesn't feel like you're holding a toy. Now, when you pick this one up...
like the weight feels like a regular 1911 almost.
This feels like a toy because even the slide is plastic. The only thing that's metal on here really is the...
Yeah, this feels like an airsoft gun.
It feels like a toy.
Yeah.
Yeah. This feels like a gun. This feels like a toy.
I've actually been wanting to shoot one of these. This one came out a couple years ago, the Glock 44.
And it's all stock except for the front high-vis
This
sight.
is Glock's training gun. They call it the training gun.
Yeah.
The magazines on this are unlike any Glock I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm. I believe...
These look like the EZ magazines where you can actually see the bullets in there.
That's a common trait in 22s because they're so small and because they can get jumbled in the stack. They want you to be able to see them. This is what comes standard with the Glock. These are Pro Mag magazines. The one downside to this, all Glock magazines for the 22 long rifle they only hold 10.
Which seems really dumb. I mean, look at this. It could easily hold twice that many.
Correct. Then Pro Mag, I think it was Pro Mag. Yeah, Pro Mag came out with these. They can hold 18, but they're more likely to jam. They're really hard to load because they put itty-bitty tabs on the side.
you can see they're just kind of like jammed in there. Yeah.
But we'll run them all. We'll see how they do. I found with the break-in, so long as you're smart, you have to pay attention when you load these.
It's weird. This feels really, really chunky in my hand compared to other Glocks.
How light is it? What the?
I told you,
like I said, it feels like an airsoft gun, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's a toy.
It's probably
Yeah,
lighter than the LCP Max.
It is lighter
Yeah.
than LCP
Yeah.
Max.
I mean, there's like nothing to it.
It's all plastic except for the barrel, pretty much,
Wow.
and some of the
Yeah,
internals.
that's nuts.
So, anyway, let's go ahead and give them a run. Why don't you start with the Glock, sir?
Okay. I do like the fact that you've got a fiber optic front sight.
I
in your
added that.
Glocks. I really
Yeah.
like that.
I like fiber optic.
You still got the crummy U sight in
horseshoe.
the back, but
Yeah.
with the fiber optic in the front, it lights up really, really nice. And these are super cheap.
Yeah,
These are
that's
what,
really
about
nice.
30 bucks?
Yeah,
Yeah.
20, 30 bucks.
But there's no night sights in there.
So
So that's why I don't use them.
I had this on my Glock 17 that I traded. So I took the sight off, put the old one back on before I traded.
This is definitely a full-size Glock, though. I mean, it's chunky.
It's yeah, but I wouldn't
It's
try
very
to pistol whip
substantial
any.
in my hand.
If you try to pistol whip someone with it, I'm pretty sure the gun will break and
Yeah,
first.
probably, yeah. It's so light, it
Yeah.
feels so weird.
Yep. Yep.
The recoil is non-existent.
Yep.
It's literally like shooting an airsoft
A BB gun, yeah.
Yeah. When you use the blowback airsoft guns,
Yep.
it pretty much feels like that.
Yep.
That's insane.
And the beauty,
well there, but
so the beauty of this too is when we run one of these 9mm, 380s, 45s, each pull of the trigger, you're like,
look at that barrel.
each
Look how skinny that barrel is.
each pull of the trigger, you're like, 30 cents, 50 cents, 30 cents. You pull the trigger on this,
Pennies.
yeah, it
Yeah.
feels a lot better.
As far as a training tool, though, I mean, Glock markets this as a training tool. I don't know if I would necessarily agree with that. I mean, it's got all the functionality of a regular gun. Oh, it's got an ambidextrous slide release. That's also interesting.
I
But
think I think when they call it a training gun,
Yeah,
what they're trying to teach you is two things. Three things. One, gun safety.
yeah,
Two, battery of arms. Everything on this is the same as any
yeah,
other Glock.
functionality. Other
So-
than the ambidextrous.
And even newer Glocks are going to start doing that.
Oh, okay.
So having ambidextrous, so this gets you used to the battery of arms. But the other thing is, you would think, I mean, at the very core of accuracy, when you're learning how to shoot, it doesn't matter the size of the bullet, it doesn't matter the recoil. Your actions are supposed to be
Trigger
the same
control.
every time. So by doing it without the recoil, they're actually training them to shoot well, then giving them the gun with the recoil, and then they don't have to train out of it.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, so last time I came out shooting with my sister over here, she picked this up. She likes polymer guns, so she was trying to hit the far gong. She put like 2 magazines through it, was dotting all around it. I said, picked it up, loaded a mag, first shot, hit the gong, made her so mad. But that was when I was in practice, so I'm not sure I'll be able to do it today.
Oh, you're right there. One moved. You nicked it.
With 22, there's also the fact that the bolts don't always go to the same place.
Got it.
Yeah. So the problem with 22 is they're very cheaply manufactured rounds, so they kind of You're not always going to get a direct shot the further out you go, because again the barrel's so short, just like the last video we did. You need the longer barrel to get the better velocity. So anyway, it's a fun one.
Now, just curious, I'm guessing that that's basically the exact size of a Glock 19. Is that correct?
This is a little bit smaller, not by much, but a itty bitty bit smaller. When I had my old, you say Glock 19 or 17?
19.
19, that's about right. Yeah, Glock, I said I had a 17, it was just a little bit bigger than this. But, no, yeah, 19, this is about right.
Yeah. Really, really interesting gun.
Now, we're going to have a different experience because this one feels like a gun in your hand. One thing, there's only one hiccup about this gun that I've learned, and it's just from doing it over time. If you try to insert a magazine while the slide's open and then close it, you might get a jam on the first round. If you load it in and rack, no problem.
Okay.
Okay.
One question before you start firing those. What does this one run?
I got that one as a gift. I want to say 400 or 500.
Okay, and this one?
300-ish.
300.
I think.
Wow, that's a good price.
I'd have to go back and look. 300-400, something like that. But it's just really fun to do that. You don't have to feel bad about the money.
How many rounds does this magazine hold?
12.
12. Okay. I still feel like this one could hold more than 12. But
but you have to maintain the spring tension.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So you just got to rack it.
Yeah, this is, I mean, basically an exact replica of a 1911. I mean, you've got the grip safety back here. You've got the thumb safety here.
Yep.
I mean, it feels like a 1911 in your hand.
Yep. That's why I like it.
Yeah.
You got to rack it.
Okay. Oh, God. That slide.
So light. Right?
Yeah. I thought the other one had, like, no recoil. This one's even less.
Because there's a little bit of weight in the slide.
Yeah, because the gun weighs more. Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is probably the smoothest shooting gun I've ever shot. Period.
Well, it's a 22.
It's crazy. I wonder if I can hit the one over there with this one.
Couldn't see it. Couldn't see. I think you're hitting the stump, so I can't see it. High and left. Low and right. There it is.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah. It's an accurate little bugger.
I love this thing.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun.
I'm not much of one for shooting 22s, but for just fun at the range,
yeah,
it would be really, really hard to beat this gun.
Yeah. And again, doesn't hurt your wallet. That's a good time, man.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, for $300, oh, this is money well spent.
Yes.
I'm not much of one for just like plinking around at the range and stuff. I actually like to get some training in when I'm here. Oh, that is a fun gun to shoot. Holy mackerel.
I'm getting lazy. There it is.
Got it.
And the nice thing about
I really think you ought to take a shot at with that one, dear. It's fun.
And the thing that's also crazy about it too is I was running all different kinds of 22. Like some 22s will only operate if you have a certain velocity going into it. This one, it was a mishmash, just like a jar full of 22s from random manufacturers, velocities, and it works great. So anyway, this is just a little section to show. Yeah, sometimes you have to make a bit of investment up front, $300-400, but then you can have a lot of fun at the range and you get some good training in, and it's cheap. Like
for serious shooters that actually want to do training for law enforcement or whatever, I would pick this one. For people that just want to have a blast at the range, I would totally pick this one. This thing is amazing.
Well,
I love it.
And I think it comes down to if you were doing law enforcement or military security work, what it would come down to is what are you going to carry? You'd want to get the closest analog to that as you can. Some places they are still carrying 1911s and 9mm, 45 ACP, or even in some cases 380. Although that's usually a backup piece. But if that's the case, running this would probably be a good idea. But if you're going to be running a polymer, a Glock, a Walther, something like that, then going with the 44 is probably better. But I just have fun shooting them. So it's just a good time.
That is the coolest gun I've ever fired. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. The shooting that thing is amazing.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Love it. I'm gonna trade my AR and get one of these.
Hey man, if you gotta ride the Colt, this is a good horse. This is a good horse to go out on. So that's what I got for you on Budget Guns.
Did you want to shoot this deer? All right. Thanks for watching, folks. Have a good day. We'll see you in the next one.